Are you struggling to lose those extra few pounds when you need to, despite all your efforts? It might be because you're unknowingly consuming these foods that have been propagandized as healthy for you, but are actually sabotaging your weight loss goals. Today, I'm going to be uncovering the top 7 foods you should avoid if you're aiming to lose weight. And the last one is the most impactful, so stick around to the end. So, let's explore common dietary mistakes that can hinder your weight loss progress and ruin all your efforts without you even knowing it. So, let's get straight into it. The first food to avoid is going to be nuts. Nuts are seen as a healthy food, and they are because it is a healthy fat that you should have in moderation. However, it's easy if you're just snacking on them and not having them with portion control. It's easy to lose sight of calories and overconsume because a small bag, like 100 grams of nuts, adds up to like 500 calories, which is a lot more. For example, if you're gonna snack on something, let's see, you could um, you could snack on popcorn, which for 500 calories you can get like probably a bucket this big, If or you can snack on like probably these low calorie chips. I don't advise it, but basically just don't snack on nuts. If you're gonna have nuts, make sure you measure out the portion because you're gonna be shocked just how high calorie they are. Um, the second thing, the second food is ice cream. So ice cream, we know it has high sugar, and I covered how that's bad for you. But ice cream also is high in fats. It can quickly give you calories, and it's not the good, healthy fats that you can get from nuts. It's that bad, saturated fat that's pretty damaging to your health with no real benefit. And while ice cream is tasty, it can quickly gain back the calories that you were attempting to lose. Just one ice cream is gonna is gonna neutralize your weight loss progress for the day. So I hope you can learn to try to reduce your ice cream intake. And the next one is a big one. So chips. Chips are very similar to nuts because it's again you're snacking on them, but you're not really getting full from them. It's just you're only eating it uh, for the taste. You're not really eating it for the satiety, obviously. But they're high calorie, they're low satiety, which means it's easy to overeat them. It's easy to consume like one bag. I think that's not a lot, but in reality, one bag is 500 calories and you're not full. Whereas, for example, if you ate 500 calories again of popcorn or of some vegetable, you would be full, without a doubt. So let's see. An alternative is like again popcorn and vegetables. Like for me, I eat like frozen mango, where instead of like these high sugary snacks, because the only ingredient there is mango, and it's very sweet. It's not as bad for you as these high calorie foods. It's pretty low calorie in general. So the next one is pizza. And pizza can really be seen as harmless until you realize just how many calories it is. Like me myself, I was shocked how many calories they are able to fit into one pizza. Because I'm a big eater, alright? I've been going to the gym for 1.5 years. So and I've been on a bulk for the whole time. So I've been eating kind of a lot. And usually I eat like 1.5 pizzas in one sitting. And recently, well, not recently, like a year ago, I learned that pizza has 2,000 calories per pie, approximately, like depending on the size. And I realized I was eating 3,000 calories in one sitting, which is pretty ridiculous considering my calorie intake was supposed to be like roughly, without measuring, 3,500 per day, and that even is so much for ordinary people, because I was on a very big bulk, but for most people, their calorie maintenance is 2,000 to 2,500. So eating like half a pizza is already half your daily calories. Just imagine you're eating like half a pizza, like harmlessly, 4 slices, boom, there's your half your calories for the day. It's probably the most calorie dense fast food that there is. It's because it's topped with these high fat ingredients like cheese and especially like a lot of ketchup. So let's see what can be some alternatives. So you need, firstly, just use tomato sauce. Don't use ketchup. Use like good low fat cheese, like that you can find in your supermarket. Use thin crust, and trust me, it will taste about the same, maybe a slightly worse. But you can like literally cut your calories in four, and you can have that same pizza for 500 calories instead of 2,000 if you just incorporate these steps. So the next thing is burgers. And burgers are, again, they're high satiety, but they're also high calories because they're fried in this fat, they're fried in grease. Apart from being just high calorie, they're also very, very likely to give you things like heart disease or cancer, which is why burgers are so bad. But even for weight loss, it's easy to eat a lot of burgers because they're tasty. They have these sugary condiments that are offered usually with Coke, with fries, which are both, again, high calories, like pretty much zero satiety. And an alternative would be like your homemade wraps or burgers, which when you control what's in them, I think if you're already watching this video for long enough, you're smart enough to understand how to make a healthy burger, and I don't need to guide you through the step-by-step of it. Now, the sixth food is simply candy. Candy is just so easy to overeat because, again, it has zero satiety, but it's very tasty. And it's only like little bits at a time, so you think you're not eating a lot, but eventually you realize you've gone through like 50 grams of candy, which is not a lot, but it has like 300, 400 calories of sugar. So before you ever buy candy, you should weigh it up. Like, are you really supposed to be having this? Like, is it really gonna impact you in any good way? And I think not. I think it's only gonna impact you in a negative way, especially since I think there's more tasty things than candy that can offer you the same calories. So the final one that I've been saving up, that you've been waiting for since the beginning of the video, is oils, dressings, and sauces. This is probably the easiest and fastest way that anyone can reduce their calories. So when we want to lose weight, we want to just reduce our calories by 300 to 500 per day, right? In order to be in this calorie deficit. And dressing and sauces and oils is the first thing that you can remove. So you can just not even remove it, but get low calorie dressing, which has like 1/10 of the calories, and it's sold in regular supermarkets. Or you can just, instead of using 4 tablespoons for your portion of rice, use 2 tablespoons, and that's instantly 260 calories gone, like that. Because oil, specifically olive oil, and butter, they're like the most high calorie food that ever exists. Like 1 tablespoon of oil is 130 calories, and oil is 99.9% fat. Like, it literally has 9 calories per gram. So like even 4 tablespoons of it already has 500 calories, which has more than whichever meal you're cooking in it. And I find that so ironic because, again, you are gaining all of those calories. So let's talk about some strategies, how you can reduce all of these foods and replace them with healthier alternatives. So, um, so there's a lot of importance in meal planning and preparation to avoid relying on these convenience foods, such like walking into a supermarket and buying a bag of chips when you're too lazy to cook. And that's why meal prep and meal planning is such an important thing. If you cook your meals once a week, it's going to be easier for you than if you cook them every day, because you're not going to have the energy and motivation to cook them every day. You're just going to want to go to a restaurant or go to a supermarket to buy something because you're too lazy. And I can understand, I've been there before so many times, but if we just meal prep ourselves once a week, it's gonna reduce this problem a lot. The second thing is portion control. So portion control is very important in weight loss because just every time that you're about to eat something that you subconsciously know can be kind of bad for you, read the label, see how many calories it has. If you have a scale, it's even better. Just weigh out how much you think is a sensible amount of calories, not food to eat. Because often you can overeat without knowing it. And that's the last thing, mindful eating. Make sure that you're eating without a screen. Like, if you're watching this video while eating, shame on you, to be honest. But make sure you're eating without a screen, you're focused on your food, so that you know when you're truly full and you don't overeat just for pleasure. And make sure you're savoring each bite and you slow down during eating. And here is the actionable step for this video. Which one of the 7 foods that I mentioned do you eat the most of? Well, probably dressing and oils. So, but if it's not, just pick one, right? And choose how you can cut it out. And you should eliminate it completely for a week to observe how it impacts your weight loss progress. Check your weight now and check your weight at the end of the week, because I think that just removing one of these foods from your diet will have immense progress for your weight loss. And I wish you the best in that. That's about it for today. Embrace progress, not perfection. See ya.